Hello? All right, that's better. This RTX voice thing screeches sometimes to begin with. Morning, Jay Chin. All right, so market opening a little bit flat, basically flat here. We'll see what's going on with everything. Oh, looks like market's gonna open right now. Ding, 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 ding. Oh, I got my system sounds on. Sorry about that. Some alert just trigger? You guys didn't hear that, but I heard that. Beyond Meat, Space Pays, Win, RH, NIO up, and everything else is down. Okta, Peloton Net, AMD, Soxol. What just triggered on my my Dealio? I'm not catching Tesla anymore. All right, so Tesla yesterday actually moved pretty well in the early morning session, then continued up a little bit more. Bull flag at her. We'll see if we continue up here today. Got 1100 in sights, and we'll see if 1200 is next. That's really the likely target for Tesla on whatever run this ends up being. So we'll see. All right, there we go. Going for 11. Space NIO's up 1.5% as well. Just wait for this 5-minute candle to close in about 3-4 minutes and 3.5 minutes. And we'll see what the volume looks like. NIO up there when net pays. Our NASDAQ 0.12, so moved up a little bit. A little bit more spread out today. It's like Soxol. I mean, our lowest guy today is only 1.62, so it's not much of a, we're edging up is what it looks like. Generac new highs today. Very nice. You can look at Generac for a little bit. Morning, Rob. Oh, what they do? They have earnings or something, and they're selling off. Nothing. What is up with these nothing Today's, yeah. Roth Capital starts generic holding with a buy, but that shouldn't make this thing gap up. All right, we'll see if it's able to hold today. Tesla up 2, up over 11. Come on, baby. NASDAQ a quarter of a percent higher here, almost 0.3. All right, so we're doing okay. AMD Soxel chips are down a little bit today after they had a pretty good day yesterday. How'd AMD end up? Didn't really watch at the end. Okay, came back. Yeah, came back quite nicely. I feel really annoyed I got shaken out of my position down here. That sucks. All right, 11 hundo for Tesla. How are we doing on our 5-minute bar? A minute and 20 seconds left. And we got pretty good volume, buddy. Actually, a little bit higher than yesterday's, so we'll see what happens. I mean, 1200 isn't that far away. I got my new mouse last night. I'm a little bit excited. 8.8% from here, so gonna have to have a 10% day, maybe 9.5 or something like that. Not sure if that's in the cards. We'll find out. All right, volume's gonna close here in a bit. So far, pretty good. Highest volume and bigger than yesterday, and highest volume since that guy, which didn't do anything. Okay. All right, still on there 11. Let me see. Oh, okay, yeah. All right, NASDAQ 0.23. Okay. Green in space again, finally? Yeah, but how green? Not that green. Not that green at all. That's not green, Rob. Point. Well, that's 1%. That was 0.64 a little bit ago. Where's the there we go. My chart settings. So this mouse I got is interesting. It's much larger, fits my hand better. The scroll wheel is in the weird place. Has a bunch of buttons that don't appear to do much. And have a really hard time reprogramming it. But it keeps my hand off the desk, so that's good. Beyond me, I don't see UAL, but I do see the cruise line. I think yesterday was up, and then today is up too. When it was the day before yesterday, it was up. There you go. Yesterday was flat. Today it's up again in the morning. Trying to turn a corner here. Right there, NCLH. So this is trying to get up. Good volume this morning as well. So if you're looking at cruises or something, kind of a beat down name, I don't know, with the second wave, UAL is up 8. How come I don't have UAL on here? I didn't take UAL off. At least not intentionally. Oh yeah, it's up 10% right now. Yeah, same curl setup. Looks like Ellie's Love is probably gonna be having a good day too. Not bad. Not as good as UAL, but still a good day. Yeah, that's a good start. That's a really good start. Look at that volume. That's huge. It's on the scale of like 3 million shares almost. Oh, 4 million shares? Wow. 4.2 million shares on that one opening candle. That's impressive. That's impressive. All right, Nasdaq flat again. Looks like we reversed. We saw Tesla reverse too. Oh, it's still hanging out 1.5. UL and North. What is NCLH? Is that? Oh, it's Norwegian. It's Norwegian Cruise Lines. Gotcha. Oh, Rob. What does that even mean, a big day? Big up or down day? At least you give us a nice view into the pink sheets, Rob. I haven't had this view for a while. And it's fun to remember. Oh, wow, yeah. From 1 to 3. Damn, that is a good move. So weird. Oh, looks like some stuff this morning. Luck and Coffee reports substantially completed independent internal probe. What does that even mean? It's not independent internal probe. Revenue inflated by 300 million as financial markets come to a close. It's like, yeah, we messed up, but not by that much. Can you believe an internal independent probe? Why is it talking about the S&P? It's not in the S&P. Delisted from the Nasdaq. Consider a proposal to remove the chairman. Charlie Zhenghao Lu. Lost 94% of its value in 2020. Sounds like a growth stock to me. All right, Tesla. Oh, 3% now. Oh, wait. Damn it, Tesla. Oh, it did get higher. 11.10. Let's go, son. Haha. Go, bitch. It was trading over 40 still. No way they fudged that much sales. Rob, here's what I think you're not understanding. When you do that to the investor community, they don't give a fuck. They just sell your shit. There's 5,000 stocks to invest in. Why mess with the one that's defrauding you? They very rarely come back. It could be the one case where they do come back to 20, $30 and you have a 20, 30 times on your hand. I mean, that's accurate, but make it a proportional amount of your portfolio. Expect it to go to zero and never come back. That's just what it is. It's just what it is. All right, I'm just watching Tesla go up. I bought a crazy option yesterday that it goes to 1200 by the end of the week, which is tomorrow. If it gets there, it's like an 800% trade. So I'm like, that's really good volume. I saw this trade. I'm like, oh, let's try it out. And then we'll see. Because I sold another option too. I bought one and I sold another one. It probably wasn't the wisest thing to do. Hmm. All right, 3% for Tesla. Beyond Meat, UAL up 10% is down a little bit. How's Square doing? Square's having a great day today. 4%. Great volume today. That's a nice extension right there. Nicola's doing good. Double AXN. How's Beyond Meat doing? Why are you gapping up today, Beyond Meat? You have good volume today too. Beyond Meat is soaring because, wow, you get a straight answer. Look at this. You ask a question, you get an answer. Because China's retail market is a big deal. Oh, they're going into China with fake plant meat? Available at retail outlets in China. Wow. That's is a big deal. They're going to sell a bunch of plants to a lot of Chinese people. There's quite a few of them. Everyone likes. Well, see, here's the thing though, Rob. So I've actually never had one of their burgers, to be honest. But if you've got, yeah, if you've got, I mean, there's gonna be a portion of people that like them, and the portion in China, if it's the same people or the same percentage, the population is what, three, four, 5 times as large. They're gonna have three, four, 5 times the sales. So who cares if not everyone eats a Beyond Meat burger, but it's really more about the people that like it are able to buy it. And they're going to have a larger customer base. So that actually is a big deal if they're going to China. So yeah, buy them, buy them now, because yeah, I mean the volume today is excellent too. You could see this thing rock back up to highs on China news. If it's, I mean, I don't know what their timeline is if they're rolling out or what, but eat chicken feet. Yeah, Americans are pretty limited in terms of what we eat. Like, it's crazy. And even I recognize this, and I still only eat like I wouldn't go eat chicken feet. It's not something I would be interested in. But I wouldn't be doing chicken feet. But there's lots of part of the animal I wouldn't eat. I wasn't conditioned to it. But yeah, the rest of the world they eat whatever because it's just food. I don't care. All right, Nasdaq settling down. Is it meat or is it if because a chicken foot isn't meat on the outside. It's like an exoskeleton thingy. So I don't understand. Like, is it just a crunchy thing? It's weird. Like, I don't know. It's like eating a snail, which I've also never eaten. I don't know. All right, Tesla looks like. Come on, Tesla. Get your ass going. All right, AMD 1.3 stocks sold down a bunch, 2% today. Stocks was looking excellent yesterday. Had a pocket pivot yesterday. right there. Look at that beautiful, beautiful volume. Definitely a pocket pivot. You got to go all the way back down here. It's probably 12 days back. 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. So there's 10 days. 11, 12, 13 days back. Oh, is that what it is? Huh. Okay. That makes a little more sense. I used to know a customer that would just actually swallow the sunflower seed shell and everything. Again, just how we're raised. Yeah, if you're a 6 months old with, well, not a 6 month old, but if you have teeth and a chicken foot is shoved in your face and your parents are eating chicken feet, you're gonna eat chicken foot. I also had a customer that would eat cigars. It was odd. He was a pretty nice old guy, and he would always have a cigar in his mouth, and I'd be like, "That cigar's never lit, but it's getting smaller." And then it was gone. And then he did it with another cigar. I'm like, "Holy shit, that guy just eats cigars." He never went outside and smoked. His house didn't smell like smoke. Just ate cigars, slowly but surely. I'm like, "No what?" Oh, like, okay, that's kind of weird. Workhorse, is that up a bunch too? Down a bunch today. All right, let it settle out. What's the other one we're looking at? Nicola? I don't know how to type. Nicola's still settling out. Big run up. It's consolidating higher. It looks like it wants to go for a bigger run. We'll see if it's going to happen. But tentative buy point here about the 76 level, right over that high. Not too bad. Tesla 3.4. Hey, what's up, Ellie? Of course, Tesla Beyond Meat. Win Casino bouncing back now after yesterday's kind of pause day, which was a green day, is up a little bit. Undercut and rally the other day, just like UAL, and bouncing back. And there's Nicola, speaking of Nicola, going sideways. Peloton down here, AMD, MatchNet. Most of our names we've been watching are down here, but there's a kind of a rotation. Oh yeah, Ellie, I guess Beyond Meat's going to China, which is quite amazing. I'm not sure why they're not up 8,000%, especially these days. FDX, what's this one? Oh, FedEx, cool. Oh, they had earnings. Holy crap, that is a fucking breakout. I'm not sure if that can be a legit long-term turnaround play. I want to look at this. All right, so you got that is kind of like a very safe trend line for FedEx. So that would get you up into the 200 area probably by the end of the year on FedEx. You have other trend lines which aren't really that good. None of these are that good, which means that maybe likely the trend line that's forming is this one. Maybe. Maybe it even gets lower than that. Maybe it gets right here. It's a weird one, but there's no other trend line that actually works. Maybe a double bottom base, but this is a weekly chart, so anyway, yeah, that's a really good day for FedEx. Great earnings report. I wonder what was in that. Adds 140 points to the Dow Jones price. Who gives a crap about the Dow Jones? UBS, who cares? Yes, Tesla is going to the moon. Actually, Tesla's beyond the moon. At least one Tesla. One Tesla, I believe, is on its way towards Mars. Oh, Mahale. What's up, Mahale? China's eats whatever's moving, and then we get coronavirus. Yeah, we get quite. I mean, we actually get quite a few viruses from. Oh, it doesn't necessarily have to be just China, but anyway, you got swine flu, you got bird flu, you got now we got. Well, I'm not sure where the coronavirus came from. Did we ever figure that out? Did we ever know where the coronavirus came from? What animal? That's true, Ellie. All right, let's all buy Beyond Meat. Pile in everything right now because China's done eating meat after the coronavirus. That's for sure. They're going to all be eating plant-based processed foods instead of meat-based processed foods. Well, they don't eat processed foods. They tried to say bat. You can't think it came from the lab. Well, maybe the sample from the lab came from a bat, and they told the truth without necessarily lying too badly. That's a possibility. You have to give it some weight. All right, how's Tesla doing up here? Still hanging out at 11. That volume's pretty good. We're not getting quite the same price progress as we were yesterday, though. Maybe a wee teeny bit of stagnation. Nasdaq negative now. All right, pulling in a little bit. It looks like everything's just in slightly. Soxo leading our down day today after a very good day yesterday. Pocket pivot and a good looking pocket pivot. Wasn't too much wrong with yesterday. Now we're undercutting kind of that consolidation, which is a little bit concerning. Volume not nearly as high as the prior day. I don't want to throw the baby out the bathwater here, but come on, Soxol. Which would mean come on AMD, which how are we doing on AMD? Doing okay. We bounced a little bit. Volume really not that great on either of these 2 days. That's a nice little bottoming candle, but the volume leaves a little bit to be desired. Check out some other ones. YouTube's killing. There, I don't know. You know what? My streams, um, so for my crypto power hour, I actually plan them out in advance. And I tried doing that for July. I try to do a month at a time because it's kind of a pain in the ass. So I try to do it a month at a time and only hate myself for an hour or two. Um, yeah, that whole interface is just garbage. They garbaged it up. It was stupid. And then it just wouldn't work, and then it just glitched and just wouldn't work. Tried resetting, tried doing all kinds of stuff. It just broke. So yeah, YouTube is fudging with a bunch of garbage. Anton Plague was Roman troops bringing back plague from the east. Plague is connected to the beginning of the end of the Roman Empire. True. That's what they cut from you, Ellie? Was that? Because the Antonine. That's why. It's a curse word. I have no idea. No clue. It's probably just fine, but it's what I had. All right, Tesla back up to 0.3%. Getting there. Let's go. Let's go, baby. Daddy needs a new pair of something. I don't know what it's called, but come on, get to 1200. How about just let's compromise. Let's do 1150 today and we'll do 1200 tomorrow. I think that sounds like a good idea. Look at beautiful Tesla daily chart. So very nice. And shorted at 12. Oh, Rob. I don't get shorting Tesla. I don't understand everyone's fascination with shorting the highest flying stock out there that's actually a legitimate business. Like I get short if you say short Tesla and we're up there at like, 800, 900 before, on our first peak like over here, I'd be like, "Oh yeah, cool, we're on a parabolic run." That sounds like a pretty good idea. When you're in the end of a tail part of a parabolic move, yeah, short it. That's a great idea. Uh, Now I feel like a victim. I'm a victim of Ellie's um trying to put an ism on it. What should I do? Assholeism. There you go. That's a good one. I also suffer from assholeism. I'm a victim. In my heart, Ellie, in my heart. Trade desk up here today. Yeah, trade desk just keeps on keeping on. Oh, look at my measured move. Yeah, see, this one's gonna work out great. 727 to 493. Sounds about right. That's gonna work. That looks really good. Super good. Tesla over three for a second. Beyond Meat, UAL. UAL having a decent day today as well. SQ did take off. Yeah, they did. Yep. It's your long-term turnaround play right there. Boom, broke out. Twitter's up here too. What's Twitter doing? How do I still have Twitter on the actionable list? This thing has just been horrible garbage for years. Could be a good long-term turnaround play though. Although all the advertisers are apparently not advertising on Facebook and Twitter anymore because they spread all kinds of garbage. That's probably a good trend line for it. That looks like a very good trend line for it actually. You have another one up there too. You have two of them. This thing just cannot get going. Isn't it actually producing money? Oh, it was negative last quarter, 15 cents, 17. $1.58. 9 cents, 31. Yeah, see, not very consistent. What's their deal? I really don't understand the whole Twitter thing. I mean, how is Facebook worth so much and then Twitter worth so little comparatively? It's ridiculous. They're both extraordinarily popular. I mean, Twitter should be like at $300 right now. The management's just shit. Oh, Adopocalypse, is that what they're calling it now? Adopocalypse. That's funny. But seriously, it's just their management's horrible. There's no other way to put it. Why can't they just put ads like every third tweet like every other platform on the planet? That's right, Rob. I should. I should be the Eli Musk of financial stuff. You know what's funny? There's a little game that I play and I don't want any jokes about this, but it's called Hole.io. A little game that I play on my phone. Super, super fun. I love that little game. It's a 2 minute timed game where you're essentially a hole in the ground and it's a little city and you go around, you eat people in little boxes, and then you get bigger and bigger until you can eat trees, and bigger until you can eat cars, and bigger until you're essentially eating the entire map. It's really fun. It lasts like each game only lasts 2 minutes. But what they started doing is they started putting halftime in the game. It was a fucking ad. I deleted it. I'm like, damn it, I love this game, and you're being huge assholes. So yeah, I just had to delete it. But very good game. But they're starting to roll ads mid game now. I'm like, there was an ad after the game. There's an ad before the game. Now there's an ad in the middle of the game. I'm like, oh. So if they can do that, why the hell can't Twitter do that? Why can't Twitter throw an ad everywhere? Yeah, I can buy it. I can buy it, but not after that. Yeah, maybe I should have bought it earlier. I don't know, but that's just a dick move. That's just a dick move. Yeah, I uninstalled it, left it a 1-star review. I mean, look, I get it. You make me watch a full 30-second advertisement after playing a 2-minute game. I get it. I get it, but yeah, it was like one of my favorite games too. It's one of the ones that's lasted. Very few games last. You play them for a little bit, you're like, and then you get rid of it. Man, we're stocking down here at the bottom. Match, Mongo, Soxel, and Pays. Oh, there's Soxel, yeah. Soxel up not much, just a little bit. Nasdaq back to positive territory. AMD kind of bouncing up a little bit. That's good. All right, let's go check out some global watch list stuff. Beyond Stars, UL, Planet Fitness. Hello, old friend. Hello, Planet, my old friend. I'll buy your stock until the end. Until you cross the 50 day. That move out of Pays the other day was ridiculous. Absolutely ridiculous. Still getting used to this mouse. You probably can't hear it because of the RTX voice thing, but I like the mouse, but it's got the scroll wheel. I don't know. I feel like, yeah, the scroll wheel's too far back, and there's two buttons basically almost where my knuckles are, so it's hard to hit those buttons. Yeah, I think this is a decent place to buy Planet Fitness, actually. Even though I know they're closing all, at least in Arizona, they closed all the gyms and stuff back down. There's a gym here called Mountainside Fitness. I think it's just in Arizona, but they're suing the government. Like, you can't close this down again. It's like, oh, I know it sucks. What are you gonna do? Look at all the moving averages getting super tight right here. So yeah, I'm not sure. I'm not sure nationally what their exposure is and what markets Planet Fitness is in, but worth looking into. And this is a nice little consolidation that's been forming. Stars, Constellation Brands. Are you finally gonna do something? Maybe, maybe not. Well, it's because it doesn't only affect them. And see, that's the debate happening right now. And that's why the USA has a shitload of cases. That's why, because people, look, Americans are fickle, whiny bitches. Okay? Just the way that it is. Americans are fickle, whiny bitches. Our case is going up because there's people that don't want to do. Here's the problem. People don't want to do what's good for the US. They just want to do what's good for them. They're like, screw everyone. It's just me. It's not about the U.S. You know, if you were a true patriot, you'd say, you know what, the country's going through something right now. I'm gonna sacrifice. But no, no one wants to do any sacrifice. They want to let, they want to let immigrants go work in meatpacking plants so they can all get COVID by the hundreds, but you won't put a fucking mask on when you go to the grocery store. Sacrifice. Put a mask on when you go to the grocery store. Don't go to the work out at home for fucking 6 months. I mean, they're not even big sacrifices. They're tiny sacrifices. Well, you flatten the curve, but you're continuing an uptrend. Again, it's just fickle. It's just fickle. No, nobody wants to. Yeah, yeah. We just we're just not willing to sacrifice anything. If it was not about stopping the virus dead, then why do anything at all? If it's either about stopping the virus or it's not. If you want to stop the virus, then stop the virus. If you don't want to stop the virus, then don't do anything. It's one or the other. You're not. I mean, the problem is this half-ass measure. That's the problem. The problem's a half-ass measure. Well, if you're not trying to tax the medical system and you reopen, what's the difference? If you're gonna if if you're not gonna if you're gonna reopen 100%, okay, if you're gonna reopen 100%, like what do we tax the medical system? Because I know we didn't get to 100%, right? So what do we tax it? 25%? We tax it 25%. So if we reopen, aren't we just going to tax the medical system again? Just you figure out the benchmarks. Well, no, it's not. We don't need to be worried about the masks. If apparently masks don't matter. Look, I don't care what the answer is. Just do the answer. The problem was we had to stop COVID. Even glorious Donald Trump said we have to stop COVID. We stopped it dead. He said it was going to be no issue in 4 months. So like, what is it's all just opinions. Unfortunately, there was no actual grandiose plan. There just wasn't one, and it's just all half-ass measures. So you're going to be led with, you know, yeah, it's just stupid. Yeah, fair enough, Ellie. Well, I thought the whole thing was to stop the spread. That's what I thought it was about. Why else would you quarantine? I mean, I get the whole thing about the hospitals and trying to keep capacity. I mean, that makes sense. But if that was the whole thing, then they should make a plan around that. Just make a plan around something instead of just everyone's. We have 50 states and like 1,000 counties that are flapping around like dead fish all over the place. Which chart? The hospital chart? There's lots of charts floating around. I don't know. Maybe my problem was I was actually listening to the Trump press conferences. Maybe that was my problem. I mean, look, it's a no-win situation. It's a no-win. I mean, Arizona's a pretty Republican state still. Our governor's a Republican. Doug Ducey's a Republican, and he just closed down gyms again. Like, again, what's the point? Are you trying to stop it? I mean, you can't flatten the curve and then open up. If you want to keep the curve flat, then just keep it flat. He looks like Cheeto. Well, what he looks like's got nothing to do with it. The dude knows what he's talking about. But look, what's wrong? I don't mind opening up. I don't mind closing down. I don't mind either of them. I mean, just pick a plan. Just pick a goal so we can start moving towards the goal. The problem is that there's, again, half-ass measures, you know? I understand people want to work and make money and go back to the way things used to be, and that's fine if we're cool with everyone getting sick. That's perfectly fine if that's the plan. Just work that plan. But if you're trying to stop COVID, that ain't happening. If you're trying to, flatten the spread or flatten the curve, that's not happening. I mean, whatever your metric, it's not happening. Actually, I was talking to my dad yesterday. I was talking to my dad yesterday, and I have my grandfather is 101 in like 4 days or something like that. I think July 8th is his birthday, so maybe about a week. He's 101 in a week, and he had nine caretakers on his floor. He lives in downtown Seattle in a really big, it's called the Horizon House. It's a really big sky rise, like 40 stories tall, and nine caretakers on his floor. I don't know how many there were, maybe 20 on his floor. I don't know how many there were, but nine got COVID, were tested positive. Some of his neighbors died on his floor. It got so bad that the state, or no, the county health people actually stepped in because the people there just, they're, I don't know, they weren't doing something right. So they came down, they they went through a bunch of procedures, told these people exactly what to do, and he's still alive. I don't know how many people were on his floor, how many people, like I said, I think nine people on his floor died and five neighbors got sick. So those numbers stick in my head. I don't know, but I mean they're good now, at least on their on in their building, because the county stepped in and did all these measures, and the fucking people listened. They did it because there was something at stake. People's lives, old people's lives, your customers' lives. These guys spend, all their day with these old people. I'm sure they hate some of them, and those are probably the ones that died. And they're the nice ones, like my grandpa, who's a super nice guy, that survived so far. We'll see what happens, but their building is fine because people did what they were supposed to do. They there was procedures around going up and down elevators because that was a potential contamination place. I don't know all the measures they took, but the whole point is that if people actually listen to people that know what the fuck they're talking about, you know, then the expected result will happen. But we don't do that in America at all about anything. It's just about what you feel. There's it's not like a results driven society. It's just about whatever I want to do. I see lots of arguments for not wearing face masks, lots of arguments for this and that. And it's like it's such a small thing to do, you know? The whole face for me, I mean, it's mainly about the face masks. It's like it doesn't hurt you at all. Some people say I can't breathe with a face mask on. You're probably lying. I mean, there's probably 1% of people that can't wear a face mask, and maybe they should make a slightly larger face mask or wear a face shield or something. I don't know. But it's just about the people around you and some common sense measures for the most part. Arguments for not wearing masks? My Facebook is full of right wing weirdos that just face masks. And 50 posted something on Slack, face masks don't work. I mean, it's just Fauci said face masks work. I thought he was an idiot. So it's just mixed messages. I mean, Fauci stuff sounds pretty common sense. It talks about face masks, no large gatherings. Sounds pretty common sense to me. Common sense stuff usually works pretty good. And I would actually disagree, Rob. The measures in the nursing home, I don't think they're that different. You avoid areas where contamination can take place. You just be very mindful about your actions. When you bring in food from the outside, you don't shake the guy's hand, don't let the guy cough in your face. Not work and then work. Oh, yeah, I heard something about that. Well, I don't know. Do you want? Yeah, see, here's the thing. I've never blamed Trump for the coronavirus thing, ever. I'm not a hate Trump guy. You know, he made some he made some decision. I mean, there's a lot of people in the beginning that say that they're going to blame him for it, and you can probably place a little bit of blame on his feet. But he, like everyone else, just working with data that you're given, and then when data changes, you change. That's how it works. That's how the whole process works. Low grade face masks good for 30 minutes. N95s are good for 8 hours. Need to be replaced. Yeah, there's there's too much data out there, man. There's just too much. There's the CDC is supposed to be our division for this kind of thing. We should just be listening to the CDC. That's it. Just regurgitate what the CDC says. And they're going to get it wrong sometimes, but they're going to get it right eventually. Just regurgitate that information. That's all we should do. You're pissed, people. So I think here's an issue though, Ellie. Why are you pissed? If someone feels comfortable wearing a mask outside and it doesn't affect you, why are you upset? Like that's what I don't understand. Yeah, look, it's weird. I get it. It's weird that people wear masks by themselves, but I'm not berated at them. It doesn't mean that masks are useless. People are being overly cautious. That's not a bad thing. You know what I mean? It's not bad. Tesla up 3.5, Nasdaq up almost 0.5% because they tell you to put it on. So, but why are you mad at that dude outside? See, again, we're fickle. They tell me to put it on. I don't want to do it. Blah blah blah. It's like, really? It, it's not like they're asking you to. It's it's so simple. It's so simple. It's just easy. What do you mean, Jay? Isn't that the point of freedom? Which point where you're not supposed to wear a mask? All right, Tesla going for it. I don't know. In all honesty, I think this is a great example of how America is going to fail. It's just a good example. It's just a great example. You can't tell me what to do. Oh, China's invading. I don't have to go fight in the army or, whatever the thing is. It's just, it's just all about individualism. It's not about the US at all. And this goes for, pretty much everyone. I don't understand it. I wear a mask every time I go out. No problems. No problems. I've forgotten a couple of times. I didn't beat myself up too much about it, but it's just a mask. And the guy that's wearing it walking down the street, isn't that his right to wear the mask? No one wants to think about wearing the mask. It's funny. The other day, I had a mask on. I was out with my wife, and where were we going? Oh yeah, we went out. Um, we actually laid on mattresses, which was interesting. But yeah, we went out. We went out, and I wore my mask in the car the whole time. I didn't even know. I didn't even know the damn mask was on. I'm driving in the car halfway home, like I have my damn mask on. I took my mask off. I actually put my mask on my dashboard so the UV light, which I hope gets to it through the windshield, can disinfect it. Being overly cautious is a perfect example of enacting your freedom, and so is the opposite. But being pissed at someone for being overly careful doesn't make sense to me. Yeah, I think pissed is a. I think being pissed is a. I think you're projecting your feelings onto other people at that stage of the game. Look, nobody wants to be told to do anything, especially in America. But and some people don't even think COVID is real, which is one thing. I think everyone here understands COVID's a real disease. The question is, do you want to give it to other people or get it yourself? If the answer is no, then wearing a mask is a great way to stop, to at least help alleviate that. And yes, there is mixed data out there, but just some common sense says the virus the virus is spread through water droplets coming out of your mouth. The virus itself is not airborne. See, and here's I think the funny thing about what some of the people are saying about masks. If you take the virus and drop it and let it gravity feed through a mask, yeah, maybe it wouldn't stop the virus, but it actually from person to person transmits through water droplets in the mouth. So it sits on a water droplet and then goes out of your mouth when you're coughing, sneezing, or if you're one of those weird talking people that spit all over the place when they talk. And a mask is going to catch that in a decent amount of, probably a good amount of the time. Yeah, see, common sense stuff, Ellie. That just common sense stuff. But there's people that, but there's people now that aren't doing, at least in Arizona, there's people that aren't doing that because of the point. And I think those are the people that are causing, stuff to go up. I don't know. But the people that think it's made up are the people that don't want to wear the damn masks. And then it just propagates throughout social media, unfortunately. That's how I see it. That's how I see it. And here's the other thing too is a lot of people think, "Oh, I'm not going to get it. And if it gets me, I'm not 75, so I'm not going to die from it." The funny thing is though, like I hear a lot of accounts of people that even though they don't die from it, they spend some people, I don't know what the percentage is, but some of them you can spend quite a bit of time in the hospital. It's just like any other it's just, like a flu or like a pneumonia or, pneumonia, you don't catch pneumonia, you kind of develop it, but like why would you even want to put yourself through that garbage? Yeah, people don't wear masks because freedom. Look, I understand your point, and I understand, well, not your point personally, but the people that don't want to wear the mask. Like, I understand the point about freedom in the United States. I get it. Nobody wants to be told what to do, and it goes back to like when you're 10 or 12, whatever, and your parents say do something, and you go, no, I don't want to do that. Nah. It's a little bit different, but, you know, there's an actual reason behind it. And the people that just, I don't know, it's like if one thing this isn't for everyone. This is I think for a small amount of people. If you disprove one thing in that when that person's trying to talk to you, if there's one what you view as a fallacy in their argument, then the whole argument is invalidated. And unfortunately, online, I think that's widespread. And that's the horrible part about talking through text is there's no context to conversations. Hi, James. Your freedom stops when it infringes on someone else's freedom, hence you can't enter a store without a mask. Are you saying you should enter a store with a mask or you shouldn't? I can read that either. I can read that both directions. See, this is the problem with social media. Text is a horrible form of communication. Rob said something there that's probably very common sense, and I can interpret it in both directions. I can interpret that both ways. It's just a horrible, horrible form of communication. There's no context. How's your balloon there, James? James, say hi to Rob and Ellie. We got Jay in here too. Say hi to Jay. You don't look very enthused. How's your balloon? Actually, you know what? The kids are the least likely to get the virus. Apparently, let's just let them go outside do all the shopping. Let's let that happen. James, you gonna run in and get me some stuff from Home Depot? Can you reach the top shelf? No? That's flaw in my plan. Damn it!
But I can go. I can get you food.
You can get me food?
Cause everything's not low. Cause everything's low.
Everything. You can get toys? Oh, I didn't think about that. I'm gonna send you to get food and you're gonna come out with toys, aren't you? See, there's another flaw in my plan.
Getting food too, because we don't have that much. Well, we have a lot of food, but we don't need to go shopping right now.
Mommy just went shopping yesterday, that's right.
Mommy and Daddy.
Yes. Silly. All right, Tesla's going for 1150.
They're right next to each other.
Oh, that's cute. Do you want to go take a picture? Do you want to take a picture of it? Here, I'll give you my camera. Here, go take a picture. So what you do is you hit that. Oh, hold on. You hit that button when it looks good, okay? All right. Rob says agree on wearing a mask in a store. Yeah, I mean, look, it's just common sense. I think a lot of it's common sense and just common courtesy. I think it's just courteous to the people around you to say, hey, you know what? I don't want to get you sick. You know, and if everyone does that, I think it'll be a better place. I talk about nobody wants to sacrifice earlier. It's a very small sacrifice. So, what's up, Mohammed? Did you get it? Did you get a good picture? That's awesome. Buy Tesla now? I think you could. I'm a little bit biased because I've got a lot of Tesla, but I don't see much in the chart. I mean, I think it's just starting a little bit of a run here. You could, but kidding. Oh, okay, good. Yeah, it's funny. Like I'm doing a little bit more work on some of these runs, some of these intermediate runs, and I've always liked the action. See, if you look at some of these intermediate runs, try to like square is a good example. Like these things can go on for a long time. So I think there's got to be a paradigm for getting into these runs, and I'm kind of working on that right now. I don't know what's becoming of it. Like intermediate term bases, I think squared it. What just had an intermediate term base? Something had an intermediate term base that we were just looking at. RH has an intermediate term base right here. I don't think it's an actual basing like an IBD basing structure, but I think this has an intermediate term base right there. To maybe buy off of. It's not a traditional base, but it's a nice consolidation. Oh, Peloton's back up here. What's down? Pays and Match. Soxel's even back up. Nikola has an intermediate term base. I think that's in a slightly different market cycle in my opinion though. It's already had huge moves. Like this thing could just be done. It's had such going from 10 to 100. You're 10xing in a matter of months. That's usually not sustainable. It dies at some stage, but we're holding nicely here. This could go on. I would consider this to be like an early mover. This could be one of those Beyond Meat situations or Tilray situations where it rallies super high and then you never see it for another year. You take a picture of me. I have a huge elbow in that picture. Everything getting froggy today. Go. All right. Let's go see how this Tesla trade's working out. Bam. Looks great. Oh yeah. Okay, so my other Tesla. So I did a spread on Tesla. Let me show you what I did. And I don't know exactly how it's going to work out in the end, but it made sense to me. No one, Rob. What the hell's Myos? What are you bringing? What are you bringing in the house again? You're like my cat that brings in a dead bird every once in a while. I did. I bought this yesterday. I told you to buy it too. I just forgot about it. Now I'm gonna walk you through what I did with this Tesla trade. Market at 0.67%. Um, yeah, so I mean Tesla was just starting, and I'm like, oh, our 1200s in striking distance. We broke out of 1,000. Here's a little base. We had a nice move, and 1200 is the next logical step. It's actually even a measured move from this leg to this leg. It's actually a measured move, which is quite interesting. So there was a there was 2 days left. 2 days left. There's only 1 day left now, and I bought the 1150 to go to 1200, and then I sold the 1250. I sold this one. Um, yeah, so I bought this one and I sold this one. So that means that as this is going to increase in value, this is also going to increase in value. But if it, maybe I should have sold one a little bit further out. I don't know, but so I don't know how this one's going to work out. It's going to be interesting to see when it's all said and done because uh, maybe I'll have to close them both out, or maybe for like right at 1200. Well, I guess I'd still have to close them both out. Maybe I'll ask the E-Trade people today. I'll see how that works. Because I don't know if I let this close and if I let this close and don't sell it, I don't even know if I get anything. I think I have to sell it. I'm actually not sure about that. I've always sold them. Yeah, I don't think they just pay me out the difference. I don't think it works that way. It's an option. So, yeah. And I sold the 12. So we'll see. I mean, maybe by tomorrow this thing will be worth, you know, if we're getting close to 1200, this thing should be worth not very much at all, especially towards the end of the day. And then obviously this should be worth like 50 bucks. So keep adding cash 100 a week to Roth and need to deploy some. Yeah, I actually I put it to work on this day right here when we were undercutting and coming back on through. Did it break? Oh, okay, good. Yeah, I'm fine.
The top.
What?
Got a picture of the top kind of.
All right, cool. But yeah, Rob, I mean, I think if you're gonna add to TQQQ, I think you try to do it on these pullbacks that we're getting. I think that's the better time to add. I mean, you could add now, but you're kind of in a one-to-one risk reward situation. This thing could rally up, and then by the time you sell it off, it could come all the way back down and basically break even. If and when we get another sell-off. So I think that's a little difficult to little difficult to get in up here. But I mean, you could put money to work. You just have to be kind of wise to it. Was that Monday? I guess that was Monday, wasn't it? Yeah. Well, market waits for no one, so tis what it is. All right, let's take a look around here. So we got Beyond KG is up. This has been on a little bit of a tear, Rob. Look at this thing. Lots of pocket pivots here recently. This is really good price action. Looks like Rob's dead bird actually may pay off. One of Rob's dead birds. Is this a good dead bird? Is this a good dead bird? But actually gets us. Yeah, I like that perspective though. To be honest with you, I do. Square, wow, actually killing it today. Very small consolidation, just moving up again. UAL sold off a little bit. Trade Desk doing good. This guy's selling off. Tesla doing okay. Roku, still waiting for this guy to figure out what it wants to do with its life. A biomed. There's a nice little basing structure thing going on there. That's pretty nice. I'm not mad at that. I'm assuming that means a put on UAL. I don't know. I mean, maybe. I'm not gonna play that game with me personally. There's just too much to be made to the upside. I'm just gonna stick with that with long positions. Oh, by pullback. I don't know this action here recently. I think it's gonna hang out here for a while. Yeah, yeah. Anyway, I just it's you said pull, so I don't know if I thought it was put actually. Um, I don't know. I just give UA a little bit of space. I don't really like the action down here. I mean, I know it's trying to get up a little bit. I could be wanting more confirmation, but I don't. I mean, I guess you do have a little bit of elevated green right there. I don't know. It's a tough one. I think there's other better money to be had at the moment personally, but um, because Arizona's locking down again. The Europe just closed off the United States to visitors from the United States, so we can't go to Europe. So, I mean, I think the airline thing is going to suffer a little bit longer. I mean, for longer term positions, if it gets down by the 50-day, maybe you start buying a little bit. But I'm not for trading. I think there's better fish to fry. I'd rather keep my eyes on the Teslas of the world that are popping up, and the Peloton looks like it's getting healthy again. RH still looks really good. I mean, there's lots of good opportunities here. I wouldn't be messing with those down in the lows. Not yet. They had a shot and they failed. Still made some money on them though. Can't argue that too much. Split your account for long term and trading. Well, you either have to do it logically in the account, or you can get two accounts, Rob. You can actually open up another account in another brokerage, transfer funds over, and that way you have a logical separation. You can have multiple Roth IRAs or 401ks or whatever, as long as the total cumulative deposits don't breach the limits. What are you doing? Okay. Make sure you go in the other room. That's cute. Point 0.7 for the Nasdaq. Tesla's almost up 5. NIO up 3. NIO's killing it too. Doing really good right there. Win coming out from that undercut and rally. Didn't looks like stalling a little bit here. Space. You know, I was thinking last night, and I don't even know how to go about finding this. And I don't know, maybe I'll miss the next one, but you look at all the big companies that have had these huge moves, right? Like I'm not really a long-term holder, not at all actually, but I'm looking at these things and they're up like, dozens of thousands of percent. I'm like, what's the next one? I think there needs to be some time put into that. What is the next big one that we're going to get? That I mean, could it be space? Could it be Virgin Galactic? I don't know. I mean, if it was SpaceX, I would just say SpaceX, but that's already kind of elevated. But I mean, Tesla going from $20 now to over $1,200, or no, yeah, $10,200. Wait, that's the freaking Nasdaq. We're at what 1,100 on Tesla. Tesla at 1,100 here from 20. I mean, basically 30. From 30 to, I mean, it's still going up. This is gonna be multi-thousand. This is gonna be a $3,000 stock one day. I mean, I have no doubt about that. That's 100x. You know, these companies are few and far between. But like, what is legitimately the next company that is innovative enough? Most of them, and I don't know this for a fact, but a lot of the ones that we know about are led by individuals because we're kind of fascinated by individuals. Like Elon, you've got Gates, you've got all these titans of industry, especially tech. Um, but what are the next ones? They're gonna go from 20, $30 to 1,000. I don't know where they are. I don't know what they are, but I think it's something that's definitely worth putting some effort into. I mean, for sure, for sure, because even if you don't ride it all the way up, you can, you know, um, you can trade it all the way up. You don't have to hold it the whole time. But you could run a, it's called trading around a core position, where let's say you buy 100 shares of Tesla in 2012, and then you trade around that all the way up and just hold that 100 shares of Tesla. I was thinking about it. I'm like, could I have even put 30,000 into Tesla in 2012, 2013? Because right now it'd be worth 1.1 million dollars. Be worth 1.1 million dollars, and it would have taken a concerted effort from me back then, especially. But I mean, I believed in the company the whole time. So it's like, what's the next one? What is the next one? I don't know. I don't know what sector it's going to come from. Could be video games, could be 3D, could be 3D printing, could be anything. Like I said, it could be space. Could be Virgin Galactic. You know, this has taken 15 years. 8 years. Taken 8 years. 2012. 2011, 2012. Well, that's what I'm thinking, Ellie. I'm like, okay, you know, you know, we're generally traders, but what if we take the other side of the coin for these very, you know, good companies that we know about? I don't know what the next Tesla is. There's not a lot like them, especially Tesla. Tesla's going to be, it's going to be, they're going to talk about Tesla, obviously, in terms of Amazon, Microsoft, Nvidia. You what? No, whole IO. I took it off. Yep. No, the game was great. They started putting advertisements in the middle of the game. No, they would stop the game to show you an ad, like a video about something else, and then bring it back to the game. Yeah, me too. Can I have my phone back, please?
Time I play Dragon City, I have to watch like a commercial to get more food.
Yeah. Make sure you guys get ready for the day. And no games this morning, okay? Only good thing happened to me is I didn't fully chicken out on Amazon. 10x and is still going. Yeah, I think. Yeah, just stay with that one. I mean, that one's gonna keep going, in my opinion. I think that thing's just gone. Just gone. Dragon City. Did he talk about Dragon City? He actually plays Dragon City. Or is that a game that you know about? That's kind of funny. I don't remember him saying Dragon City, Jay. That's You're picking out like the one game my son plays. He could have said it though. Sometimes he talks about it. We were talking about the phone. Maybe you heard it and I didn't. That's funny. Hey, he loves Dragon City. Oh, he did mention it. Okay. It's a it's a look, he's 6. He likes dragons. Who doesn't like dragons? Who doesn't like dragons? Dragons are just cool. Let's do robot dragons. That's gonna be the next big one. So yeah, I don't know. I started thinking about it and looking around for companies, and I couldn't see anything like Tesla out there. And there's some other smaller companies under the radar that are hard to find that aren't screaming. Like Tesla was screaming the entire time, you know. But yeah, I don't know about some of these other ones for the next decade. AYX. Take a look. Yeah, this one's looking good. Yeah, on the weekly chart, we're just coming out of a longer term base. Not quite a long term turnaround play, but it could be considered one. But it's got a kind of a horizontal line here. I gave up this action up there. I think overall it's looking healthy. It's especially today. How's our volume? A little bit low. A little bit low. But it's doing good. I mean, it's fairly consistent volume this morning too. Yeah, I'm not mad at it. I'd much rather wait. I mean, personally, this RH break is going to be good. and I don't have any money left for it. Hopefully, it waits till next week. Hopefully, Tesla gets up to 1,200. This waits till next week, and then I can have my cake and eat it too. Doesn't happen very often. All right, wind down here. Peloton. Peloton's looking pretty good too. It's kind of just it's not selling off. It's walking up its 10-day moving average and my trend line right there. Great volume up here. And this is going to continue. Yeah, it's going to continue. Beyond Meat Square's up a little bit more too, it looks like. Oh, and it came down a little bit too, but still really good. Square looks great. Tesla 3. Well, some people missed it. Others didn't. That's all I'm going to say. All I'm going to say. Yeah, I'm a little annoyed at myself that I didn't I didn't buy more down at 400. But my thought process wasn't just going right back and going past 1,000. That wasn't my thought process at the time. So, it is what it is. You know, we do what we do. We live with the consequences. I should have bought more back down at the 400. Well, did you get it down there 250 when I got it down there, Ellie? I thought you got some down here at the cup and handle. Oh, come on, 1150. I want to see that today. You didn't? Oh, okay. No, I was being serious. I thought you got it and then you sold it at 400 or something. Yeah, it was right here. I thought you got it there and sold it there. Or was it three? I don't know. Oh, it's Kate. Rob's coming back with KG, KG. KG, KG. I'm actually not horribly mad at KG, KG. One of the few that I'm not actually horribly mad at. You know what this looks like? This looks like an altcoin. It's exactly what this looks like. But it's starting to behave nicely. I mean, we'll see what happens, but um, yeah, all in all, I'm not super mad at KG, KG. I don't know much about the business. I'd like to know more, but oh, absolute shitcoin. Yes, yes, Ellie. Yes, you're 100% accurate. 100% accurate. But I mean, these things go on to undulate between these levels, though. In a lot of instances. Yeah, I gotta say, doing the power hour, the crypto power hours, really put a lot of things in perspective for me in terms of uh, asset cycling, up and down and up and down, and watching the altcoins do this and that, and you know, it's put quite a few things in a great perspective for me. Yeah. You never know. I mean, if again, I think you need to know a little bit more about the company and the product, and we know about the distribution lines. I'm not even sure they're not in Arizona. I think they're in the southeast, right? We were looking at something. I think they were in the southeast, if I'm not mistaken. But I mean, yeah, it's. I don't know if there are any other hemp drinks out there. If nothing else, I think we talked about that the other day. Maybe they could get bought out by PepsiCo or Coke or something. Yeah, Florida. A perfect place to launch a CBD drink. By the way, perfect place. No place better in the world. All right, guys. I think I'm going to bounce here in a little bit. You guys want anything else you want to look at? I honestly do think, though, um, we've got to find the next Tesla. We've got to find it. Between everybody here that tunes in regularly, just start spitting names out. We'll look into it. I think it has to happen. There's no reason it shouldn't. We look at charts every day. We know what we're doing from that perspective, but I mean, holding Tesla from 30 to 1,000, it's a journey, and it takes a decade, but I'm going to be here in a decade. At least I'm planning on being here in a decade. I wear my mask when I go out, so, I plan on being here in a decade, and why not have a portion of my account go up, 20x, 30x, 40x, 100x. You just got to find it. And I don't know what it is. Could be Virgin Galactic. I mean, it's not certain though. Like Tesla, I was pretty certain I was gonna buy a bunch of shares at $25. I did not. But hey, I guess the one good thing about this is we can all teach our. That is true. Rob is our specialist in all things 100xing. That's very true. Yeah. All right, Rob, you've got some homework cut out for you. Quit doing your actual day job work and do this day job work. All right, guys, I'm gonna get out of here. Let's hopefully Tesla goes up. Looks like it's having a great day today. I'm not sure if it's gonna. I think we'll get towards 1150, and then it'll be like freaking. It'll be awesome. And then thoughts on light. Light was looking good yesterday. It's got that symmetrical triangle, and it tried to break out. Yeah, I actually like light. I like light in this area. I think we looked at it, and the growth's a little suspect, but from a technical perspective, looks like that's a lot of. Yeah, selling came after the fact, but some nice elevated volume. If you look at the average volume here, regardless of this insanely large candle, come on. I mean, look at all those big green candles toward, right here as we're trying to break out. That's some good price action. This actually could be a decent little pullback buy. It's not a big one, obviously, but where's the volume today? 450,000 versus 2 point. Why isn't it showing? It doesn't show on the chart for some reason. But I think light's in an interesting spot, um, breaking out of this. Yeah, I'm not too mad at it. And what's that? So that's 11%. That's a little bit deep in terms of a stop. Maybe you try to give it down to there at 7%. But all in all, I'm not mad at it. I actually kind of like it. Yeah, I think it's pretty good. All right, guys, I'm going to bounce. You guys have a good day. I will see you tomorrow. And I think tomorrow's the last trading day of the week because of the 4th of July holiday. I believe the markets are closed on Friday. So we'll see you tomorrow. All right, guys, come back with some names. I'm going to try to have some names. It's got to be on the lookout all the time for this crap. That's the job. All right, guys, have a good day. I'll see you at Tesla 1200.